So there's a lot of interest in analytics at the moment. And obviously in a process context, there's really two very distinct use cases for analytics. On the one hand, you have process analytics. How do I analyze the execution of my process to see what works, what's not working, how I might make it more efficient, what tasks are taking up all my time, where does my process get stuck? But there's also the potential for using analytics to improve decision-making in a process. Now, if you've identified your decision points within a process, where you decide how to treat a customer, where you decide how to interact with a supplier or a partner, where you decide what you're going to do about a part or a product, then you can use analytics not about the process, but about the thing, the customer, the part, the supplier. How likely is the supplier to be late? How good is the quality from the supplier? And you can use those analytics to change how you make the decision. And this has a slightly different context within a business process, because now instead of saying, what can I learn about my process? What I'm doing is I'm learning about my customers or my products or my suppliers, and I'm using that knowledge to change the route I take through my process. So instead of going this path when I use this supplier, I use this other path because I picked a different supplier, or I've made an emergency order or not an emergency order. So I branch differently, I take different paths, I make different choices. And I think it's very important that folks don't consider those two things all part of the same analytic exercise. For process analytics, you really just need data about the process. But when you start thinking about decision analytics, you might use data about the process and its execution, but you will use data about your customers, their past behavior, the orders they've placed, about your suppliers, your ecosystem. And it's that data that's sort of from outside this particular process that you need to be able to apply, to build analytics, to improve your decision making so that you can make your process more effective. So there's two very different perspectives, same analytic techniques, a lot of the same terminology is used, but it's important not to confuse the two, not to think because I'm doing process analytics that that's the only kind of analytics I can use to improve my process, because I can also use decision analytics.